No not safe for work content over here. What is something that feels like a cheat code in life but most people don't realize it? Saying, I appreciate your help instead of sorry to bother you. Interesting. Getting enough sleep. It's like a secret hack for everything. Productivity, mood, health. Keeping your mouth shut and just observing. Not being afraid to speak up, really. It is difficult only in some cases, but if you learn it, it will help you a lot in life. I like that advice. Showering when you're feeling down about yourself or mildly depressed. I mean, that's real. Sometimes it's hard to, get the energy to take a shower, but when you can, showering really does help boost my mood. And make me feel better. So, but I don't support this. Shower, then go outside for a walk. Get some air. I would say shower and maybe like sit outside, because if it's hot you're gonna sweat, and what if, oh my gosh, I hate taking a shower and then just sweating immediately afterwards. It ruins the whole purpose. What's a habit or quirk that you have that other people find strange but you think is completely normal? Let's see if I share any of these. I have a hard time even watching movies with awkward situations. It's like reverse ASMR for me. It's weird. Okay, I've just seen other people do this. I don't do this. I just drink water. I'm a big water enjoyer. So I usually just drink water. Like, that's kind of like sweet. It's like a little bit strange, but it's sweet. It just feels weird to leave them hanging without some kind of acknowledgement. I've done it for so long that it feels totally normal. My roommate once caught me thanking the microwave and now won't stop giving me grief about it. I think that's kind of cool. I don't think that's like that weird. It's really not that abnormal either. I eat snacks and side dishes like they're normal food, such as a bag of nuts or a charcuterie board. Yeah, I know people who do this. I talk to myself out loud when I'm alone. Yeah, I'm a victim. Not like have conversations with myself, but say I'm looking in the fridge like, damn it, I'm out of milk. I should have bought some yesterday while I was out. Instead of saying nothing like a normal person, this is normal. Are you an only child? My wife is, and she talks to herself a lot. Gets annoying at times, and I didn't hear what she said and asked her to repeat it. I wasn't talking to you. I kind of do that. If my cat's around, I'll talk. Or I'll say something like that, kind of like I'm talking to her. One I developed recently is talking about pro wrestling with my dog. While I'm doing the dishes or whatever, I'll tell him about matches I've seen recently, or how I'm hoping Jay White returns soon. Didn't realize it till my wife started to poke fun at me for it. That's kind of cute. I discovered a while ago that I sneeze in G major. I think that's major. Or maybe it's G minor. I don't really know. Was tuning a guitar at the time and sneezed. Weird discovery. That's funny. Asking to those with experience what makes a person bad in bed. I like that this one's good in bed and it's marked not safe for work, but for some reason the bad in bed one isn't. And we are gonna read it because it's not marked not safe for work. Lack of enthusiasm, real. I'm gonna be saying real to like a lot of these as if I've ever experienced them. I'm a virgin, hi. But am I gonna put my opinion in on this? Absolutely. Feels like they're doing sex to you instead of having sex with you. Lack of communication. If what I'm doing would feel so much better, just a little to the left or slightly slower. I want to know for both of our sake. No foreplay, not caring if your partner's enjoying it. Me taking notes, like, Similar to many comments about having the mindset of, I'm a great lover, therefore if my partner isn't enjoying it, it's them, not me. Using pornos as education material. How about we don't do that? What's the most cruelly right decision you had to make? Oh, this one's gonna be good. My daughter was born with severe brain damage due to lack of oxygen. Deciding to be completely unselfish and signing a DNR order had to be it. My shit-ass uncle vanished back off into whatever hole he crawled out of, and I decided to have her taken off the vent after about 3 days. The kicker? She lived another 6 months. Ooh, what is something men don't tell women or lie about a lot? Men? You about to be exposed. The types of posts you reply to on Reddit. That we won't really love them if they were a worm. What do you mean? How much our partner's pain affects us. Speaking for myself, I'm expected to be a strong one and keep a positive attitude for her sake in times of her suffering. I'm totally faking it. When things are bad for her, I feel absolutely awful inside. Aww. Our real feelings and desires and insecurities. Video games. how often we imagine what we do if someone was threatening us or our loved ones. Example, imagining a home invader showing up after you hear a funny noise in your house and looking around the room and figuring out what you would use as a weapon and then playing out a scene of fighting them off in your head in great detail. I'm a woman and I do this, except it's more of an unpleasant anxiety thing than a hero fantasy thing. Same? What ideas do you have about what might happen in the future that scares you? What's the stupidest thing you've ever heard? If it's a legitimate rape, the female body has ways to try to shut that whole thing down. Yeah, that's pretty stupid. If you have sex with a pregnant girl, you can change the biological dad to you. Huh? English teacher here once, while showing my class the Leonardo DiCaprio version of Romeo and Juliet, had a student stare at the screen in utter confusion for half the movie before she said, "How can he be in this movie? He died in Titanic." Surely she was joking, and if that is a joke, that is a funny joke. Well, unless she actually thought that, like, actors died in real life when they died in movies. Someone once told me they didn't believe in germs because you can't see them. That's a take. I overheard this woman trying to convince her friend that Lake Michigan is in the ocean. My mom once asked if they had wind in Canada. You know, people are dumb. But this is something I would ask, I'll be real. A lot of these kind of are. Many things, but one of them is definitely that the earth is flat. Had a friend angry about cars that ran on water. They can do that? Note that it was a concept from the late 90s. He insisted that if they used these cars, the world would run dry in a decade. When I asked him about his logic, he insisted that water was not renewable and it was destroyed during evaporation. I was about to bring up the water cycle, but this Redditor does. They say, I then described the water cycle. I was a senior and he was a junior. I laughed so hard he didn't talk to me for a month. Pregnant woman can't take a bath or the baby will drown. Dude, imagine. That'd be crazy. I met a girl who tried to warn me about drinking water that had been boiled because she said it boiled away the hydration and you'd still die of thirst if you just drank that. No. That's not how that works. Most fucked up thing you've ever heard. Oh, is he the one who got his daughter pregnant? What a beautiful wedding. What a beautiful wedding. Says a bridesmaid to the waiter. But what a shame. What a shame the poor groom's bride is up. When talking about an affair in the living room, especially those who are hiding. My mom and her boyfriend talking about how much they hated me. I was so not cool. Two nurses discussing parents breaking their children's limbs and walking into the ER to get painkillers for their kids. I don't have words. That's terrible. My father admitted he married my mother so he could have a daughter to screw. I was 9. I overheard a conversation between high school teachers that I shouldn't have heard. They were saying that there were too few students enrolled in the school for the following year, so they had to agree on who to eliminate by lowering their grades in enough subjects to make them repeat the class so that they would have the same number of classes for the following year. Shh. With fewer classes, some of the teachers risked having their contracts changed from full-time to part-time. My parents saying how much they wanted a boy, not a girl. That's... Dude, why do parents like say those things for their kids? What's the first thought you have when you wake up every morning? Ooh. What time is it? Real. Ugh, not again. I've really got to piss. These are all pretty valid and relatable. What is or was your biggest addiction? I feel like I might see the P word in here, guys. Sugar. Real. Oxy for 9 years. I've been clean for 7 weeks and 5 days. Yay, Johnny! Scrolling. Oh, that's so awkward. I'm doing that right as we speak. Right now. Right now. Nicotine. Procrastination. My wife. I've been addicted to this woman for 37 years. Me and who? What show starts as a 10 out of 10 but ends as a 1 out of 10? Let's... No, it's been removed. Wait. Then why did it load? Heroes. Prison Break. Game of Thrones. That's a hot take. Dexter. I've heard iffy things about that show. What are the best ways to make money under the age of 18? Alright guys, get your notebooks out. We're taking notes. That skipping's pretty good. Babysitting, tutoring, pet sitting. Average. Selling drugs. You said best. Not if it was legal or not. Okay, this one's gonna be sad. We're not gonna get through a lot of them, but I am curious. This question is, what stopped you from ending it all that night? A kitten. Sitting next to some high-frequency train tracks for a couple hours at night. Trains came every 20 minutes or so. I used to run my hands on the smooth train cars as they went by. I was lying down on the tracks as the next train became audible when a tiny starving kitten with matted fur runs up to me. That cat lays on my lap 3 years later as I type this. Oh, I knew if I did, it would utterly devastate my husband. What was the best, most respectful way someone turned you down? Someone said you're like a Netflix show I couldn't get into. It's not you, I just have bad taste. That's kind of awesome. I might have to use that one. You're handsome, but not exactly my type. My friends will love you. You seem to want a boyfriend. I'm a workaholic and can't see that in my life right now. It's kind of nice. What's one thing humans do that you have no idea how it started? Clapping to show appreciation. Well, I can understand because, like, when you're like showing appreciation for something, you kind of like, you know, woo woo, you know. So maybe in areas where maybe it's not the best to shout, clapping's better. This substance provokes pain in my mouth when I try to eat it. This other one provokes pain in my nose when I try to eat it. I don't understand. The obsession with collecting tiny random trinkets. I do have those. If you could tell your 18-year-old self one thing, what would it be? 2008 market crash, buy a house, buy Bitcoin. In 10 years' time, you're going to wish you were kinder to yourself and loved yourself a little more, so start now. Stop worrying about what others are doing and what people think of you. Have fun and do things because you want to. Put yourself first and live a life that makes you smile. Brush your teeth. I'm not even going to say this one because I don't want to. You know, I bet it was just like one of those people who steal packages and they weren't aware that it was literally feces. If every job paid the same, what would you do for a living? Something conservation based out in the wilderness. I like that. I worked a job as a janitor in an office building and my shift was after hours, so I never saw anybody, and the kicker was that I didn't have to clean the restrooms. I blasted music and casually cleaned offices all night. It was pretty chill. What's one common piece of advice that actually made things worse for you when you followed it? Always heard think positive, but sometimes it just makes you blind to real problems. Good things come to those who wait. Don't go to bed angry. Probably the whole follow your passion thing. Like, bro, sometimes passion just doesn't pay the bills. Now I'm broke and still looking for that passion. If you just put yourself out there and apply to enough places, you'll get a job. You have the experience to back it. No one even responded to the applications. That's so relatable. Follow your heart and trust your gut. Those were kind of sad. Which celebrity do you respect the most and why? John Cena. I was really indifferent to him before verging on thinking he was a joke. Then I saw all of his charitable work he's done, including holding the record for fulfilling the most wishes at the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and I've got to relent and give it to him. He's a class act using his celebrity for good. Gotta be Dolly Parton. Never heard a bad story about her. Bill Watterson, because he never acted like a celebrity. He didn't try to monetize his fame beyond selling his strips. He didn't sell out and license out his creation, despite many opportunities to do so. Who's this? And should he be selling out? Most unusual but useful life hack you've ever learned. Prepare your outfit for the next day before bed. Opening a beer bottle with a lighter. Always write down momentarily good ideas. Never lean on your memory. Using a rubber band to open a stuck jar lid. If you wrap a thick rubber band around the lid of a jar, it gives you a better grip and helps you open it more easily. Ooh! It's kind of smart. Bidets make your butt always feel clean. Put your socks on one at a time. Who would put socks on at the same time? You can do that? What minor inconvenience ruins your day? Net neutrality, anyone? Well, I remember when that was like a big deal. I didn't really know what it meant. Starting my workday with a phone battery. Yeah, that's real. Spilling my drink, someone at work is rude to me. People take my phone charger from my office to charge their phone in their offices. It's not my problem that you lost your charger, Shauna. Stupid drivers. My annoyance of the day is fake pockets on clothes. I hate that. I went to work yesterday and I had these like jeans on and they had real pockets in the back but not in the front, and all I wanted to do was stick my hands in my front pockets and I couldn't, and I was like, dang, that kind of stinks. What's a small decision you made that ended up completely changing the course of your life? Butterfly effect. Here we go. In college, I was sitting in the back row of Chemistry 101. I saw a cute girl walk in and sit in the second row. I don't know what compared me to do so, but I got up and sat next to her. We became lab partners, been together since 2011. Married and have 2 kids now. Best small decision of my life. Oh, stop smoking. Proud of you. Antidepressants, man. Okay, I don't think I can say that on YouTube, but yes, antidepressants. I have 2 of them right here on my desk. Good investment. We will likely be close friends for the rest of our lives. Aw, that's awesome. Too bad we're both straight. Otherwise, we'd make a good couple. I love guys that think that way. What was or is your biggest waste of money? We'll go through a few more of these. Very interesting stuff. I'd love to hear your opinions on these, and you guys can answer the questions as well. Oh my god, you're on a plane? Bro, what? Watching Riley Page on a plane? That's kind of fire, actually. Can't say I've heard that one. That gym membership I got on New Year's Day. Designer purse, cars. Dozens of gnome miniatures. Guys, what are we doing? What question do you most hate being asked? Why are you so quiet? Do you have kids? And take me with you. Tell the people on the plane to stop the plane and take me with you. How do you let go of the things that bother you so much? You don't seem to have control over it, but it triggers depression and anxiety. This could be some real advice right here. I try to focus on what I can change and give myself permission to feel frustrated without letting it take over. Good advice. I try to focus on what I can change and let the rest roll off my back. Sometimes you just gotta remind yourself it's okay to not have it all figured out. I try to reframe my thoughts by asking, will this matter in 5 years? If not, I try to let it go. Ooh, I don't like that though, because I'd be stressing about my future a lot. GeoGuessr World Cup Finals in the official region? Yo, wait, that's cool. I didn't even know that was like a thing. Is that GeoGuessr Esports? OMG. Well, something that seems harmless but actually has a significant impact. Letting people turn or pull into traffic before you when you have the legal right of way. True, actually. You're cheering for crooks? Yeah, I don't know any GeoGuessr people. Except like Rainbolt, but I don't watch him or anything. I just know he like had his moment where he like blew up or whatever. I know next to nothing about GeoGuessr. The words you say to people, that's also real. What makes you feel like a child despite being an adult? Oh, this one was super recent. Let's see what people are saying. Limitations that are pretty hard to break out of at times, especially if they're set by parents and finance. Finance is hard. Halloween, my love of comics, trips to Disneyland. Calling someone Mr. Miss Sir. These are interesting. Gestures broadly at all the other adults around me who have their lives more sorted out than mine. Twin! Twin! It's a compliment when it's said to a woman, but an insult to a man. You make girls gay. You look like a princess. I don't think that's necessarily an insult to a man. Same thing with nice tits. Guys can have nice tits, guys. What's wrong with that? Wait, there's a couple of good ones here. If you had 1 week left to live, what would you do with your time left? Max out my credit cards for a nice vacation in Colombia. And do as many substances as my heart can handle. Definitely a pizza delivery guy. Ah, sounds boring. Start saving early and learn basic cooking skills to avoid fast food traps. I should not have been dropping like $60 on plushies that just kind of sit in my room. Those were poor financial decisions. Basic cooking skills, yeah, that's kind of important. It's actually a little bit embarrassing that I'm 14. 14? I would like to say I'm not 14. I'm 20 years old. I was born in 2004. I said the word 14 because I saw 14 hours ago. Guys, I'm 20 years old. I'm an adult and I'm 20 years old. Kind of embarrassing I'm 20 and don't really know basic cooking skills. But I'm trying to learn now. I'm finally learning. Take care of your mental health. That's collagen, fish oil, amino acids.